sorry. I just like, and my heart goes out. But
so
you know what? That's her problem.
You would
not
split
mine.
up with the dude before you would let his mom move in.
That'd be a choice he'd have to make. But she ain't moving in with my house. I guess it's our house, but his mother's not.
Just
welcome.
answer the question. You keep flipping it around.
No, well, because I don't know if I'd have to. I would hope he wouldn't want to break up with me because I made that decision. But if that was the thing, he said, well, if this doesn't happen, we have to break up. Then we have to break up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it's not gonna be peace in the home either way.
No, Well, I get that. I get I ain't judging. I'm just getting clarity.
Yeah, I had a mother-in-law that was. I mean, we were never legally married because they didn't have that back then. When I was with my last partner, I had a mother-in-law that hated my guts.
Right.
Lucky for me, the bitch lived in Germany.
Yeah.
I never had to see her.
You ain't got to be married to have mother-in-laws and all that stuff. Mexican people, they do it all the
time. So yeah, I'm not down for that. She's had these 4 husbands. I'm like, you know what? No.
Okay. So for me, first of all, let me say this: I have never experienced. I've been lucky. I get along pretty well with my current mother-in-law and my in-laws all my in-laws for the most part. I like some of them better than some of my family. Well, mostly just Jonathan. But anyway, and then my first marriage, her mother passed away, so I never had to deal with that whole evil mother-in-law thing.
Right.
And before I answer this hypothetical, I would say this: in real life, if my mother-in-law had to move in, I think that would probably be the best thing that could ever happen in my life.
Okay.
As long as if my dad wasn't here.
Sure.
And then she moved in place of him, whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, the babysitter.
That would be, oh my God.
Someone that your wife could.
Because my mother-in-law, she's a great mom, mother, wife type person. She's one of those type that she's one of those women that prides herself in being good at that stuff. Instead of there's the type of woman who looks down at that. No, she embraces that, and she still works, and she has worked, whatever. But that's she just works because she's got to, but the family thing is her thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she loves her grandbaby to death. She would do anything and everything for her. She loves her daughter too, but she really loves her grandbaby. So, I mean, that would be so great. It would be so great.
Yeah. I like to think of myself as a loving kind who can put their ego aside, but I am really determined for the rest of the time that I'm living on this planet, I'm not going to consciously live with somebody that is not going to bring harmony to my home. Yeah. It's not allowed.
Yeah, I hear you. So what I would do if I had this situation, I think I have to think outside the box a little bit. And I think I would go ahead and actually this is something I want to do anyway. They have the garage I have. Well, my house is an older house. It's over 100 years old. And the garage is in pretty bad shape. I would tear the garage down and build
a box. Put the bitch in a box.
20 feet by 10 feet by 4 feet. No. I would build, they have these companies that will build these custom
tiny homes
garages.
Oh, okay.
But they'll put an apartment over it or all these other different things, whatever. And I'd put an apartment over the garage, and you could do that for the price of a luxury car.
Okay.
So, it'd be worth 70, 80 grand to do that because my house is going to increase in value. My mother-in-law is going to have a place to stay that's not with me. And then when she's gone, then I got a place to rent out for income.
All right.
So that's what I would do.
So I feel like you got a place too nice. That's just going to encourage the bitch to stay longer.
Well, if you listen to the way it's set up, she ain't going nowhere anyway. That's the whole problem. That's part of the problem.
Husband number 5.
She ain't going nowhere anyway.
She's going to look for husband number 5.
Well, she still might do that. So, but
she's going to be at the club the next week.
But yeah, so I would do that because I would the equity in my house would go up. I would have rental income. It'd be on and cracking. As a matter of fact, I might just go ahead and see if I can put 2 units up there and stick her in the little one and rent out the bigger one.
If I had to, I'm like, well, I can't give up my man. I just can't give up my man. But it would be known from the beginning. Day one, it'd be like, look, this is my house. You are a guest in my house. I get the final veto power, and I'm not afraid to tell you, no, my house. You don't like it? go find husband number 5.
Okay, so you're walking it back a little bit. You're not gonna.
If
you're gonna sacrifice and try.
Well, he
to
says,
at
"What
least
do you
try
do?
it." Yeah.
What do you do?" And I'm like, "This is my first instinct is absolutely not." But if if it was a situation
I feel like you
where
gotta at least give it a try. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna blow shit
you
up.
don't get
without
along,
giving it a
you
try.
barely tolerate each other.
I know.
Now, my heart goes out to my spouse being an only child, because that position that they're in, they do have probably some familial things that they have to take care of. So I'm trying to be understanding.
Right.
But I don't like it.
Yeah, I get it. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our mail.
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, hey, Mr. Postman.
Okay, Pip, you want to take the first one?
Sure. This headline is enjoyable. The crew has great chemistry, and they have some pretty big guests for such a little podcast. Yes, we do, Chavez West. He gave us that via iTunes. Thank you.
Great pod. I agree with Pip. My favorite part is when Dejan and Dino go at it by Montoya 458 via iTunes.
It is pretty hilarious.
These are all 5-star reviews, by the way. And you want to take the last one?
Sure. LX Man says, love the show. What I like most is that this feels and sounds more like a radio show than a typical podcast. Keep up the good work, guys. We'll do our best.
Hey,
LX Man.
thank you. And I said this on the when I was being interviewed by Jason and Mindy. That to me, that's one of the best compliments. The biggest compliments is when people say that it feels like a radio show, because that was always my goal. So I had a really nice surprise while we're here in feedback and shout outs and announcements and all that kind of stuff here. This week, I was going through my podcatcher looking for podcasts to listen to. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned on this show. I know I've told Pip off the air, but I'm really particular about podcasts. Like, it takes a lot for me to be into it, whatever. And my friend that I've spoken about on this show, he's my co-host for Pot of Thrones, Latone Hart, I think is one of the best, one of the most talented podcasters ever. Had one of the best shows my favorite podcasts of all time. Like, if we ever do a top 5 in podcasts, that's something we could do one day. This would be a part of it. It's called the 730 Show. And he stopped doing it years ago, like 2 years ago. The other day, I was missing the 730 Show so much that I decided I was going to go and just listen to some reruns, because it's still up on Stitcher and every place else. And lo and behold, I bring up the 730 Show, because it's not in my favorites anymore, because it's out of commission, being out of commission. And I go to the latest episode, and I see an episode marked with that same date, last week's date. And I'm like, what? I think it was last Monday. What? Like, no, it can't be. And I play it, and sure enough, this motherfucker came back and didn't even tell me. He's supposed to be my friend. And that was like, I was so happy and so excited to hear that. So I want to welcome my brother back, Latone Hart. Welcome back to the world of podcasting, bruh. We missed you. You are sorely needed. And I want to encourage everyone to check out the 730 Show. And one of the things that makes it so amazing that I love the 730 Show so much is that it's a single host show. And I don't even like single host shows. Mm-hmm. And not only do I like this show, it's one of my favorite all time. And it's a single host show, but it's just awesome. The way the way he produces it, his comedy, his charisma, he's great. Check out the 730 Show, Latone Hart, Stitcher, iTunes, and every place else great podcast can be found. You will love it.
I just uploaded it just now.
All right. So
is it about the Black Panther?
What about the Black Panther?
Is it about the Black Panther movie? Was that what the?
It's he's kind of like he goes, but yeah, he mentions that's probably like what he talks about the most. Okay. Yeah, that's what he talks about the most. But he talks about a lot of things. And he said he's gonna try to do one or two a week. I think he only did one last week, but he was very candid about he's had some health issues, which is why he stopped podcasting to begin with. So he was very, very open about that, whatever, and I worry about him. But take care of yourself, bruh. Need you around a little longer. Okay. So I think that's about it.
Wow, that went by fast.
Yeah, that brings the show to a close. Think Dee Dee will be back next week?
I hope so. Although the party's still rolling.
Party's still rolling, and definitely miss her. But the show still goes on. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for all your comments on iTunes and your reviews. Please keep them coming. Stitcher,
Please.
iTunes, wherever you like listening to us.
Leave us a voicemail.
Leave us a review, a voicemail, email, whatever you want, however you want. Do it. Keep the lines of communication open. Please continue to share the show. Please tell everyone about the Shiznit Show. And with that, for Dejan Monique, for Pip Lily, I'm Dino Red, saying holla at your boy.
From all of our crew to listeners like you, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of The Shiznit. And don't forget to tell your friends about the show. Check out our website, theshiznitshow.com, or hit us up on Facebook under The Shiznit. Follow us on Twitter at The Shiznit Show. Write to us at theshiznitshow@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail and make it sexy at 424-261-4878. This has been The Shiznit.
You're listening to the